Hello, Dr. Robinson. I'm here to do this final video essay for you, I guess. I didn't realize how difficult this was actually going to be, but a little unnerving as I'm looking at myself on the camera. But I've learned I don't want to say this, I've learned a lot this semester about this class. I think throughout the 2 years in our program, one of the best things this class has offered me is just kind of puts everything we've learned into a perspective of how to view the position of an administrator in an educational setting. I think it really shows how the law works, how I think if you look at it the right way, is aimed at protecting students, which in my line of work is something that I've been an advocate for as a counselor, and I think it's important to see it from that perspective, as these laws are here for the students, for their safety, and for the quality of the education that they're going to get. I know we talked about some chapters that discuss ways that teachers are protected, the way districts are protected, and I think those lessons and those laws are very important. But I also think they still circle right back around to doing what's best for students in schools. You want quality teachers. You want capable and passionate principals and administrators, and I guess anybody that's focused on helping students. There should be that level of quality, I guess, that goes with them. I've been very interested. One of the questions you asked is, where did you think you learned the most? Definitely in regards to the laws surrounding dealing with students with special needs. Just the importance of being active, knowing the laws, seeing each student on an individualized basis as to what their needs might be, and understanding that it's our responsibility to provide that for them. And, along with that, ties in a lot of other things when it comes to law in regards to use your resources. You've got to be open to talking with your supervisors, your superintendent, knowing the right time to maybe get in touch with your school's lawyers. Not that you ever want to do that, but sometimes it's just a question or procedure check. Throughout the book that we read this semester, and just in our discussions and and the people that have come in and speak, I think the idea behind the term due process has really rang true for me, that there is a process and a way to handle things. And I think through this class, I think that's one of the biggest lessons I've come to recognize is my need to slow down, look at the situation from a whole perspective. You can't trust your gut. You have to do your best to not let emotion creep in, even though it might be a highly emotional situation. You have to stay level-headed. You have to not assume things. I think I wrote in one of my 10 big things is you can never just, and I think it was on our final, you can never just assume that the teacher didn't do it because you know them. You never know. And you have to have an open mind to anything that could happen on any given day. I think you have to be prepared. I think you have to be organized. You have to understand that the law is there for a reason. In all the chapters that we read and all the topics that we covered, including special ed and including teacher rights and those kinds of things, is you have to be organized and plan ahead. Finally, this time goes fast as I'm looking at the clock. The number one thing on top of that due process and things is you have to communicate. You have to understand that the more you let people in, the more you discuss things, the better off you're going to be. You have to document, document, document. Anytime you have a conversation or anytime you're working on a certain situation or concern, you've got to keep your notes. And I think that falls into that staying organized. It might be tedious, but it comes with the job. Emails, phone contacts, in person, all of those things are a priority. Right below student well-being, student success in your school. You've got to be able to do those things. And I think those two things, staying calm, seeing the whole picture, and communicating, are probably the three biggest things through this class that I've learned. Now, do those deal directly just with law? No, but I think that's the best way to approach law and the laws that are involved with schools is that approach. You've got to stay calm. You've got to take that step back, see where you're at, see what the procedures are, see if where the law fits. I think through this book and through the chapters, you see that there is a law or a case or a situation in every single avenue that involves education, which is good. That's a safety net. It's something that you can fall back on. It's something that you can use. It's something that helps set up those due process procedures. If you use the law to your advantage, it's a huge safety net. If you guess, if you think if you dive in without any recourse or knowledge, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. You can get your district into a lot of trouble, and worse yet, you could put a student's health or well-being at risk, and you should never do that. So I hope I continue to learn. This has been a great class. I've learned a lot beyond the law aspect, but I look forward to keeping in touch with you as a resource, and have really enjoyed this class. Thank you.